landfill, and it's inclusive, I see it as an inclusive, all inclusive, it's a landfill marker, but, you know, that's
So-
my look, and that's how I look at it.
Aren't you hot?
Listen to this.
Get out of here.
Well, how do you, all right. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
on the basis of what you've said, where are you leaning? This is
I mean,
what we're supposed to
if
find
we're
out,
gonna do-
where
if
we're
we-
going.
if
We
the
go round
motion-
and round on this.
Right,
and how
if the
you
motion
feel-
is up, if the motion is a straight up or down, that we either enforce the whole thing,
Right,
or we overturn,
yeah,
and I have to go both, for both of them, I would probably say enforce. If we're gonna split it, then I would probably split. I would probably say
so
Z4.
you're leaning based on.
Even though the other one's been there longer, which, yeah.
I don't think
yeah.
that has any applicability
No.
to what the situation is in 2017.
I think my whole issue is, if we go ahead and uphold this order, are we gonna do more harm than good to the environment? And I know that's more a different issue and it's not a zoning issue, but it's still, that's in my mind. One way or another, what are we gonna do, have them fill those in, and what's that gonna do? Just put that right into the wetlands and cause more problem? Which way are they gonna go about fixing that, or,
Yeah,
You
No,
know,
that's not our problem.
I understand, but
And
that's
we don't
still,
even,
that's
we
that's
shouldn't
in
be
my
thinking,
mind.
Yeah.
excuse me,
Either
we
way,
shouldn't even be thinking that way. Because
That's
it's
your
not,
opinion.
it's not,
That's your
Huh?
opinion.
That's your opinion.
I know,
He's
well,
got
that's
his
what I'm,
opinion.
well, I'm saying, it's nebulous. It's not proper here to discuss that.
Once again,
And
that's your opinion.
furthermore, in whatever our opinion goes, one way or another, it's gonna be further litigated. And all of this is for a judge to come down and understand all of this. We are not, what we do tonight, as far as I'm concerned, is all gonna be litigated.
Well, I mean, that's up to
Well, it's up to whoever.
whoever, that's not up to us.
I understand
They,
that.
they have the option, they don't, it's not required though.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily vote based upon the fact that it may be further
Well, I'm
litigated or
just saying
appealed
what,
to a higher power than us.
well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you know that this firm, from Boston, they're not down here just for funsies.
No, they're not, they're representing their client, yeah,
What's your life?
yeah.
Rob, you got a good point, though. If we decommission those basins, the basins are gonna go somewhere else, because they have to have the basins there in order to maintain that landfill, and they'll be going somewhere.
Water runs one direction.
And it's gonna go probably close to the borders of Charlton, the new catch basin we decommissioned. That's a worrisome thing, yes, I understand that, but I worked in survey and saw a lot of gravel being graded, and water being channeled, and I've seen water puddle in places that shouldn't be puddling. So I know that right now, the water situation is stable. They got that under control. If we open up new catch basins, that's a concern. I can see your point there. I don't know.
You feel good about voting?
Yes.
Rob?
I have no idea how to make a motion, because I'm in between that right now.
You know, are you ready to vote then? No?
I'll,
You wanna discuss it some more before we vote?
no, go ahead and vote, yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's up to you, it's fine, we can, you know, if you're not ready,
I guess the first question would be, are we running it together? If we run it together and just put it to a vote, it is what it is.
that's right. run it separate, then we can put each one to a vote. You can vote however you want, Bob, it's,
I understand,
yeah.
it's your call.
No, it's our call, I'm not,
No,
I'm
all
sorry,
right.
I'm just overseeing it. Barry,
They wanna vote?
you wanna do, are we gonna vote up or down, are we gonna vote, are we gonna split it, what do you wanna do?
You wanna take a poll of how we wanna do it? I say we do it all in one.
Barry, what do you think? You say go separate? Bill?
What does it mean by going separate?
To vote Z4, the West Basin Z4 as one up or down, and vote the other, what's the other catch basin, Z3? Vote that up or down, whether it's allowed or not allowed, or it should be overturned or not.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not kidding.
Well,
I mean, well, I mean, the way I kinda look at it, Bob, is that one of them might be okay and one might not be. Why do they have, they don't have to be together.
Somebody will,
Put them there without permission.
more than what we are entitled to do.
No.
Well,
You
fine.
know, what we had in the past, voted for something that was, because of the remedy was worse than the malady. So we voted for the malady, keeping the malady. I'm a little hesitant to vote for it now, because I just saw that. It could be worse if they have to, if we force them to decommission those basins, they're gonna put something next, right there on the Charlton borders. And we don't know what's gonna happen with that water. And the water
Won't that
underneath
be-
it.
Won't they have to go before the Board of Health and so on in
Also,
order to do that?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be,
Okay.
it's a,
And I don't think the Board of Health,
no, it's
as
on
a-
the Southbridge side.
well, we're worried about Charlton, I'm not worried about Southbridge.
They would have to get a new site assignment in Southbridge or Charlton, wherever they propose to relocate the basins, they'd have to go through the DEP and local Board of Health process. So you may be right, it wouldn't be the Charlton Board of Health, but there's a site assignment process that they would have to go through.
It's worrisome to me. I don't, because you start, it's already stabilized, the water portion is stabilized right now. If you open it up.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Our water's already contaminated.
How is
How
anything
does it get any
stable?
worse?
Well, I'm just saying, it couldn't make it worse if you start opening
Well,
up.
say-
Hold on, everybody, the open portion of the hearing is already closed. We're not reopening this, okay? Any evidence that we've had, we've already heard it, we're gonna make a decision tonight.
Don't make it.
All right.
So do you wanna, I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna make a decision. I'll go with my original idea.
so the question to you though is, do you wanna split the vote, or do you want it as up and down?
Just make a motion. Just have them make a motion. Make the motion, whatever you want to make the motion.
So you can make a motion that says to uphold, where the hell's the original letter? You have a copy of the original letter? No, this is the deal. So where's the original one? No. That's the January 30th letter, I need the original one. November,
December 21,
November
That's the
25th.
appeal. That's the appeal. You must the original.
okay.
No, November 25th letter. It's this one right here. So this would be, if you make a motion and there's a second, it's a roll call vote.
This one ready? Okay.
So you, if someone wants to make a motion to uphold, you would make a motion to uphold the November 25th, 2016 alternate zoning enforcement, cease and desist order to Southbridge Recycling Disposable Park, Inc.
And dated November 25th.
Yes. If someone wants to make a motion, the table is open.
Can I talk to council?
Sure, ask them a question.
All right, can you draft what I'd like to make as a motion?
Draft it as
Draft
a-
it
you-
for all, just the whole, all together. I want to make, I would like to make a motion, all right? That we uphold the letter of November 25th, 2016, and go along with what, and never mind splitting it. I'm gonna make the motion.
You just said it, I can't do any better. If you want to move to uphold the cease and desist order of November 25, 2016, period, that's your motion.
Okay.
There's a motion on the table, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No discussion?
What did you say again? We need a 4/5?
So to overturn it, 4 out of the 5 board members
To overturn the motion.
to overturn the motion. So if
To
we
overturn the cease and desist
to
order.
overturn the cease, so if we vote to uphold it, and 2 of us vote to uphold it, then we're not gonna overturn it.
Right.
Okay, if 3 of us vote if we don't find in favor, but 2 do, then it's not gonna be overturned, it's gonna be upheld,
Okay.
all right?
Yep.
If it's 3-2, it's upheld, if it's 2-3, it's upheld, it's like the
Yep.
last one we did,
Okay.
where it's 3-1 and it was overturned, so.
Okay.
It was upheld instead of overturned.
Yeah, okay.
It was altered.
Okay.
So, the motion on the table, there's a second. We're gonna have a vote. Bob, you vote yea and nay?
Yay?
Barry?
Nay.
I'm gonna vote yea,
Yay.
3-2. Do we need to make a motion to, for the, we don't need a motion to look at the decision on May, our next meeting.
You don't need a motion if you need to decide whether you want Ms. Gelt to draft it, whether you want us to draft it, whether you want her to draft it and we review it. But either way, it should be presented to you on the 18th because your decision has to be by the 22nd.
All right, so we'll review the decision. You want to have Sue draft it and have
Yeah.
council review it?
That's what I would say.
Sue, do you want to do that?
What else you gotta do?
I would like to add that, so we can add this.
Then it would be right, you have
What?
it now.
I like to add
So-
that, only the fact that if it's not in the stipulated.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can amend it, so on the 18th, we'll review the
Okay.
decision,
That's
and
fine.
we'll accept the decision, we can all amend the findings of
Okay.
how we,
That's fine.
and part of the decision if we need.
Yeah.
All right,
So
That's it.
so Ms. Gelt's going to draft it and we'll review it.
Yeah, you're gonna take the first crack at it, and then they'll review it? No. It's,
You're coming in on Tuesday. I don't know why.
is there a motion
Why are
to,
you saying it's the 18th though? You don't have a meeting on the 18th.
what do we have a meeting on? The meeting's on the 16th, not the 18th.
Wait, you're gonna have all these people here again? You're gonna be in the other.
No, I mean, the decision, all we're doing is just approving the findings that we put in the decision and make sure the decision is done. And the decision's decision. Hold on, don't we have, what's today?
Or
Thank you.
Thursday.
You have until the 22nd.
Oh, we have until the 22nd to file with the town clerk. Okay. You knew what I was
I
thinking.
did, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, a process question, please.
Yeah.
When will the statements of facts be available to the public, and how do we get our hands on them?
So what will happen is that we'll craft a decision, our town council will review it. On May 16th, our next meeting, we'll review that, the final decision, and adopt it if we need to make changes or whatever based on what the board feels. And then after that, it'll get filed with the town clerk, and then you can get a copy from the town clerk, the final.
We don't know the exact date it's going to file with town clerk.
We have to file with the town clerk before May 22nd.
Okay, so after May 22nd, we can go to the town clerk and get it.
Chances, well, we have our next regular,
No, sorry.
our next regular meeting is May 16th. So sometime between the 16th and the 22nd, it'll get filed with the town clerk.
Thank you.
Almost forgot, they have also applied for a variance in the alternative.
But so I need, the zoning bylaw doesn't allow for use variances.
Correct?
So we need to make a motion on that as well.
Yes.
So our zoning, so as part of their appeal, the SRDP applied for a use variance in the alternative. But our zoning bylaw, section,
200-7.3.
is it 27.3?
Yes.
No.
So page 100. 100?
Mr.
Chairman, if I could just clarify one point.
Yeah.
We did not file for a use variance.
Okay,
I corrected that when it was stated last week.
okay,
We offered evidence that would allow the board to rule on a variance. It need not rule on a variance tonight. But we
Okay.
did not file for a use variance.
okay. We don't need to make a decision,
Because he didn't file for
it's not allowed.
You should make a decision. They filed for a variance. You're here, you're thinking about this stuff, you should make a decision on the variance unless there's a reason not to. Use variances are not permitted. You just heard Mr. Kirsch's argument that they're not seeking a use variance, they're just seeking some other kind of variance.
No.
I don't know what it would be. It's not frontage, height, setback, the usual other stuff, so, but that's their position.
Would they have to come back
For,
to, we don't know what kind of a variance that they want, right?
No, so
But-
when the original appeal was filed,
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
there was in the alternative,
Yeah. There's a variance application.
yeah. No, that's not it. No. I had it. No, that's not it.
Sue, do you have the original application? It's our form.
No, see, this is where it comes from right here. As explained in the original, if the board never requires a variance, the bylaw provision cited by the zoning enforcement officer is this. Well, we
Mr. Chairman,
didn't
the
really
reason I made the clarification before
Yeah.
is while there is a statutory time deadline for the appeal,
Yeah,
there is not one for the variance. So that's why it's clear that the board hasn't considered the variance yet. no one has really looked at it, it might not, we would rather have an opportunity to actually have it addressed, if it's going to be addressed at some point. It doesn't have to be addressed before the appeal is managed.
So at this point, you're saying you're stipulating to the board that this application in no way is an application for a variance of
No,
any kind?
that's not what I said. I said that there isn't a time limit. There's a time limit, statutory time limit for the appeal. That's what I understand you're trying to address and get done.
No,
There's not a similar time limit on the variance request.
He's saying you don't have to decide the variance tonight under the same May 22 deadline. I thought,
Is that,
the May 22 came about as a result of an agreed extension.
extension, right.
I thought it applied to both.
Well, council, this is my concern, is that if we vote on a variance tonight, okay, my understanding is that if the understanding that a request for a variance is included in the appeal, and we voted on a variance tonight, then you'd be barred from coming before us again, for a period of time, for if you didn't want a variance in the near future. So that's why I was asking you if this application included a variance. If you're saying to us that it doesn't, and we don't necessarily need to vote on one, and then you want to come before us again there's a reason to come before us again for a variance, then we're not going to somehow bar you by having another vote this evening. You see what I'm saying? Isn't there a 2 year, there's a 2 year,
Has to come
2
back.
years?
Can't come back for 2 years.
Under section 16. Right.
Yeah, so if your application includes a variance, and then we vote on that, and we vote on it in the variance, I don't wanna bar your client from coming back for a variance, a similar, if it's similar in nature to what we're voting on, and say, well, we barred you for 2 years under section 16. That's why I was asking you if the application tonight included a variance, and that way it would allow you, if you needed a variance, to come back.
We would, to the extent it was included, we certainly pointed out that it was available to the board, but to the extent it was before you, we would withdraw that request.
Okay. That way, if you wanted to come again, then that would be okay. So, for the record, what he had said is to the extent that if a variance was available, then that was okay. But if we were gonna vote, then he would, if it was included that, for the record, that they would be withdrawing that request for a variance, and that way they would be barred from coming again.
If they want to withdraw their request, since they're doing that after the opening of the hearing, actually, it's after the close of the hearing, it just takes your permission. They can't do it unilaterally,
Okay.
which is fine. But
Yeah.
if they want to withdraw the request and you want to let them do that,
Yeah.
we just want that in writing well before May 18th, because otherwise you need to decide that on the 18th.
May 16th.
16th, sorry.
Yeah.
Tuesday the 16th, sorry. So, she keeps saying that.
Yeah.
Right, either they withdraw it and confirm that in writing, or you decide it at your next meeting, at that meeting. If you want to let them withdraw, or you could say, we've come this far, we're just going to decide it. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, I can, counsel, can you just send us a letter saying that you withdraw the request, if there any application for variance at this time, withdrawing, send us a letter before the 16th.
Sure.
And it's actually a request to withdraw, as I said, since the hearing had opened, it needs your permission, but if they request to withdraw, I mean, actually, they should make the request now, while we're on the record, and you grant it, and then confirm that by letter.
Do you think that's fair?
Yeah,
That's fair?
yes,
yeah, sure.
Okay. So you want to make a formal request?
I believe I did, but I'm happy to repeat.
Do you want
it.
There's a request to withdraw the variance. They'll send it confirmation by written correspondence. Does someone have a motion to accept their request?
I'll make a motion to accept the request on the
Second.
variance.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. And just send confirmation to us, right, in writing, counsel, that would be great. Well, you want to do the minutes from the last meeting? I haven't looked at them, so I'd like to wait. Someone make a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make a motion to close the meeting of May 4th, 2017 at 5 after 8.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. May the 4th be with you.